Hey everybody, it's the Redstone Wizard here again, bringing you another Redstone tutorial. This time what I got for you is a, well, old style jukebox. Yep, now those things are quite fun, so let's take a look at what I got. Okay, so, well, we've got our little jukebox here. Yeah, I'm not that much of a designer, but as you can see, it's sticking out one block from the wall like an old jukebox would. And let's see here, if we go select our song, cat, 13, stall, mellow high, far, chirp, wait, pick step, let's go with far. And we push this button. It'll take a moment for the song to process into here. But as you can see, the notes are actually going, and if it's a loud enough song, you'll be able to hear it. Yeah, so the song will play, and we'll continue playing until it's done, and then it'll actually get put back into the system. So, let's just take a look at what I got. I've got a simple little red coder here, utilizing the comparator pulling the signal of a lamp and a block to start it. I'm using a small RS NOR latch, which will reset all of them, unlocking the specific hoppers, and also powering the dropper, putting the music disc into the hopper, which then puts it into the jukebox. And then I have a hopper underneath which will pull the music disc out and put it into back into the hole, back into the spot where it needs to go. And then when you select it, it'll reset it. So let's take a look at the jukeboxes real fast. Now, let's just throw this back in here so that you guys can see, it'll just process, and it'll hold off on that, and you can hit the button and it will reset it every time. So in all these droppers, I have a music disc. I have pick step. Now if I hit the button, the dropper will put the music disc inside of the jukebox. And it works on all sides, and as the music is finished, it'll be able to be pulled out from a hopper below. Just like that one right there. So, and with that information, I was able to create it where I'm able to have it just outside the wall, making it look like it actually is a jukebox in real life. So, what do you say, guys? Let's get to building this thing. Okay guys, I'm back, and like always, everything we need to build this is in the shulker box. So let's take a look at what you need, and in fact, you can actually get this expanded out to where you can have 15 music discs. Yes, I know there's not 15 music discs, but you know what? You could do it if you want. Have a couple of them set for reset or a loop. That's up to you how you figure out how to do that. So what we need is, I recommend 8 pistons, 13 observers, 1 jukebox, 8 obsidian. Bring a bunch of building blocks because you're going to need to place some redstone down on them, and maybe a couple glass for some other things. About 18 repeaters, about 41 hoppers, 15 dust, 28 droppers, about 11 comparators, 9 sticky pistons, about 25 torches, a button. I recommend ways to transport items, which is what the hoppers and the barrels are for, a way to detect which song you're going to select. So, and obviously your favorite music disc. So let's take all this out. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to determine where we want our jukebox. There. Now, like I said, this design had the jukebox sitting out in front of a wall. Because here's our wall. You can use one less item and push it further back if you want, but honestly, a jukebox should be exposed. But that's a personal preference. So, we'll set our jukebox up, and then we're going to go to one side. We are going to place have our wall. We're going to place a button on the wall, and on the back side of the wall, we're going to put a torch. Next to the torch, in fact, actually, let's just keep the same color over here. This is our wall. In fact, I'll just pull these out for now. We'll place a button and a torch on the back of the wall with a repeater coming out of the torch. Place another block. And then I'm going to use the item frame here for our selection. So that means all of these right here we can label however we want. Like I got item frames with the names of the songs. You could put signs or wherever you want. And we're just going to throw an item in. It doesn't matter what item, just so as long as you're able to tell what goes where. And this looks like a dial anyways. And on the back side of that, we'll grab our comparators and throw it in the back there. We're going to put a block up and a block over, a block up, and a block over here. We're going to put dust on all of these blocks and all of these blocks here. Now, if you're doing this with a lectern, what I recommend doing is instead of putting leaving the button there, but let's drop this down one over, and this will end up changing a lot of it over there. But you can still do the exact same thing with that. And pretty much when you push the button, it powers that. But I'm using the an item frame because I rather have least number of songs. I'm not running a music store, so it doesn't matter. So we get this like this. And we will grab our pistons going down. I'm just going to put 8. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Immovable blocks below them, obsidian, whatever immovable block you want. Because we don't need these to be moving at all. And that's how it goes. And we'll put a line there with dust behind them. And here, dust on top of here. All the way down there. Now the reason why we're putting a dust there, you don't have to put a dust, you could put a button, you could put a comparator, repeater, another piston, an observer, anything that will redirect the redstone. But I got dust. And you don't even have to use a solid block. You can use whatever you want here. Then we are going to take and put a block up here and run it down. And now we are going to take torches, placing them on the pistons and on the faces of these blocks here. We will grab our repeaters. You can also use comparators here if you want, but repeaters are usually cheaper to make than comparators because 3 redstone dust 2 sticks versus 3 redstone dust, 3 sticks, and a piece of quartz. Yeah. Okay, so now what we got here is a red coder. So let me just put a block here, and if I hit the button, it will activate that one. But if I put them all the way along here, and let's break that and put blocks here, I can control which one gets activated. It will only activate that specific one. So that's how we're able to control what music disc pops out. So now we need to put a temporary block there, going all the way across, and we'll get our droppers out. And we're going to put droppers going to, facing up here, which when these get powered, the dropper will activate. In fact, we don't need these blocks anymore. Build up 2, we can leave, we'll run a line down here because we're going to need. And we're going to place a dropper going down. And then we will throw an item in every single dropper. So once we get all our items in the droppers, it doesn't matter what order they're in. It doesn't matter where they go. Just any random item you have. Then we are going to take and put on the top dropper, we're going to pull a comparator signal out of the top dropper. We're going to line the top here with dust. We're going to place a block on top of this torch, a sticky piston on top of it with I recommend a piece of glass. I didn't happen to have one, so we'll place a piece of glass or a slab or piece of glowstone, a non-conductive redstone block. We'll get our observers out. Place one here. I'm going to place a block up and a block down. Grab the repeater, place it here, dust there. And the reason why we're doing this is because we can extend this out to 15 with no problem. So that's why we're able to do that. And if you feel like moving this further back, you could do that, but you also have to extend this signal out a little more too. So, with that in place, now off of these comparators, we're going to place a sticky piston going down. Grab our observers and put them in here, going towards the front. Grab a torch and just slap them on top of those sticky pistons. So what's going to happen now is if I push this button, it's going to reset the system and it's going to turn off the torch, push the piston down. Perfect. So then if I change it by 1, it's going to move it 1. If I move it over to here to spot 2, it's going to change it to spot 2. And it's going to hold that position until you make another selection. So now what we need to do is take a temporary block, put it right here. In fact, we need to keep these blocks. And in fact, actually, we need to go down one more. Yeah, one more. And we will line the top of this with droppers. And at this point is where you decide what music discs you want in where. We'll grab our hoppers. We'll put hoppers here, going all the way in. Hoppers going up to be locked. And then if you want, with that one I just used a water stream because I wanted a little delay. A little more delay. But yeah, so I went that way. You can go the other way and have things closer if you're going to use a standard item elevator. Because there's a little bit of room here and there for things like that. But I just wanted to make it bigger. Hey, what can I say? I'm nuts. And then we are going to take and block in front of the where the observers will be going. And a block down. And let's grab our repeaters again. Again, you could use comparators here, but again, repeaters are just a little cheaper than comparators. And there we go. And then there's that. So now we're going to come back over to the jukebox. In this one, I have a set of 2 droppers with a hopper going in. Now I can cover that up. And there's my wall. Still looks pretty good here. Can't see any of the redstone, which is fine. And we're going to place a turnpaper block here. We're going to grab our observers again. I'm going to temporarily place an observer there to put one down and one over with a comparator on top of that observer. Now what's going to happen is as soon as an item enters here, it's going to put the item into the dropper, powering the comparator, which then pulses the dropper. And as soon as that item goes into there, it's also going to depower, pulsing it again, which is why we're using 2. So with that right there, all you have to do now is let's grab the barrel because I want to use a barrel here. Grab our hoppers. I can barrel, hopper. And we will just run a hopper line all the way back to the end here. And that's just so that the items can just go through. You don't have to use hoppers. I think with the hoppers it keeps it a little more quiet, even though this is going to be a little noisy when it comes to some parts. So then from here, I'm going to place a temporary block here, come underneath here, and place a hopper going towards the back. At least a single dropper. If you're gonna, because I put a double dropper because I just wanted, because I didn't want to. Because I was originally planning an item elevator, but changed my mind out. A drop elevator, but changed my mind afterwards. But a single dropper will work, and I'm just going to do a water stream all the way back here. And to make sure that we get the dropper, we're going the item to drop. We're going to do the exact same thing we did with the other one, except only a single, except underneath with a block. Come up here. We'll grab our comparator. Throw it there. That will activate that dropper. And we can just run our line, our blocks all the way over. And I'm going to add one more here so that I can control this. Okay, we'll take those out. We'll throw, and I'm just building a quick water elevator because I think a water elevator for this part is fine. It's not that big of a deal. Then we'll definitely have to stop the water. So we'll just place a button there. And let's finish filling this up. Throw a button there because I do not want to deal with the bubbles going all the way to the top and slowing this down. Seal that up. And let's get a water bucket because that's the only thing we need now. And let's come down here and water everything. Button stops the water. Over here, just one bucket of water will work because it's far enough. And then all you have to do is just I throw 2 blocks because of direction. Okay, so now we've got number 2 done. I'm just going to throw this in there. It's going to come in and it's going to come down, filter into number 2 here. So we're going to have whatever, and you just set up the disk however you want. And if we want to change it, we just hit it. It changes to a different one. So I'm going to grab 2 disks. I'm going to grab Pick Step, and I'm going to grab 11. Okay, Pick Step is going to be in spot 1, and 11 is going to be in spot 6. So I want to listen to 6. I know that's 6, so I'm going to activate it. And then we wait a moment. And there it is. So, yeah, I'm just going to end it real fast. Throw it back in here. It's going to process into the slot. See, there's our disk, and now let's go to spot 1. And as soon as it loads, there we go. Then you make it dress up as however you want, and the system will just continue cycling 1 disk at a time. You cannot spam this because it will not work. It'll process 1 music disc at a time, and all the controls are within a decent reach of each other. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, leave a like. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section. If you want to support me, you can subscribe, join my Patreon. Link will be in the description. If there's any major issues with this, please contact me via Discord because it's so much easier. Link will be in the description. But you guys, this is the Redstone Wizard. Enjoy building.